Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. For those who doesn't know me, welcome. My name is Maria and I make videos on cleaning, decluttering, organizing, my passion which is dancing, and all the good stuff. This is my third installment video on applying the Konmari method in my lockdown mission of decluttering and organizing my room. If you haven't watched the part 1 and part 2, please do watch it. Links are posted down below. If you want to stay on this video, however, please feel free to do so. Now, this video is all about me tackling the second and third categories of the Konmari method, which are the books and the papers. First off, I'm going to show you my tiny bookshelf where I have placed not just books, but some trophies and photo frames. And you might notice only one horizontal shelf has my books, but I still have more which are kept inside this drawer. Mostly beauty and lifestyle magazines and my favorite comic book magazine called Witch. Alright, so just like the clothes, the first step when tidying books is to take off all of the books off of the bookshelf or wherever they are and put them all on the floor. Again, this is one good way to see how many books you have. And I'm gonna be sharing something. Did I tell you guys I love studying languages? Here is my workbook for Spanish, which I started studying a few years ago. And then there is my Swedish book. I must say this is a really good material for studying the Swedish language. And then these are my Japanese language books, all of which I am still currently learning and acquiring fluency. I might actually do a different set of vlogs for that. What do you think, guys? Just recently I started studying German language, and it's so fun because it's super challenging. Anyway, these are all the items that I have under the category of books. The next step I did was to go through each book one by one and decide which sparks joy. At this point of my life, I have become less attached with my books, so I knew I could easily let go of them when they don't spark joy or when I don't see a need for them anymore. Although it was nice coming across the first ever pocketbook that I've ever read in my entire life, and that is this book. It doesn't spark joy to me anymore, and I don't think I would ever read this again, so I decided to let it go. All the books that would go, I have placed them in this plastic bag right here. One of the dilemma that I have stumbled upon was the question, what if I want to read this book someday? Now, for those of you who went past this stage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But according to Marie Kondo, someday means never. She said, people rarely pick up a book that has been sitting on their shelves for a while and either reread it or read it for the first time. And because of that, it is okay to let go of that book. She also said that the moment you first encounter a particular book is the right time to read it. While some of you might agree to that, I know some might not. It's always a case-to-case basis. Anyway, there is one main point that I would like to emphasize, which has clearly helped me in deciding which books to let go and which books are worth keeping. And according to Marie Kondo, she said, keep books that have connection on the type of person that you would like to become. Like for me, it's no doubt that I would like to keep everything that has to do with languages. And also, this book, The Happiness Project, I have never read this book yet, and I am guilty that this has been stuck up in my shelf for a couple of years now. But I'm definitely sure that I will give some time to read this soon, when time permits, because at this stage of my life, I have been experiencing anxiety, and I know that these kinds of book will really be helpful. I have also decided to keep my vast collection of rich comic book magazines because aside from the fact that they have sparked joy in me when I was a teenager, and still they spark joy in me now, I think they will really be useful because I would like to reread them all over again, and this time out loud, because I just discovered a new career which is doing voiceovers, and I know reading them would really be helpful and would really be a good practice for me. As for the papers, I was interested to see whether I would finish sorting it in half a day because initially I thought I didn't have much junk of papers. And when I say it's not that much, it turned out to be like this. It was really overwhelming and daunting to go through these one by one. Anyway, Marie Kondo has a basic principle in dealing with paper clutters, and that is to throw them all away. But as we grow into a more independent adult, we know that that is not always the case. We have to keep some essential documents like bills, tax documents, manuals, bank certificates, and some others. At the beginning of the process, I thought this category would be easier because usually we don't have much sentimental attachment to papers. But as I go along, I've been digging to some piece of papers that brings me back to some good memories, as well as the sad ones. From things like the receipts when I bought my first ever pair of Jordan shoes, to boarding tickets of me and my best friend's first ever trip outside the country, and that is in Singapore, to what else? Notebooks and handouts when I was studying in the University of the Philippines. Oh gosh, I thought I would put all of them in the Mementos because they are so sentimental for me. Not to mention the handouts of existentialism, metaphysics, logics and fallacies, which I remembered were my favorite subjects back in my university days. But I decided to throw them away because they no longer serve a purpose for me, and rather than those papers be kept in a box and just keep gathering dust, there were also some sad papers, like randomly coming across a letter you wrote for your ex-boyfriend during an Easter egg hunting. But, of course, I know I don't need to put them to Mementos. With a smile on my face, I thank the letter for the good parts, for the good memories, and throw it straight to the trash bin. So with all that being said, it literally took me 2 days sorting out these books and papers. Now I'm going to show you how I sorted all of it right here in this shelf. By now you probably know that I have a very small room with limited space. I cannot just go and buy a new table or something, so I'm trying to work with what I have. You can see right here I have put the books, and on the upper part are the papers. When it comes to paper organizing, I have made use of some file folders that I already have and just categorized each of them here, since I cannot buy paper organizers and other stuff due to lockdown for now. I have put all the essential documents like birth certificate, transcript of records, and some other stuff which I could use for job application in this folder. In this orange envelope right here are more essential documents like my insurance papers, business papers, and bill statements. While the transparent envelope right here are for my documents right now in my job, like seafarer certificates, medical certs, passports, and Siemens books, and others. Then there's this special folder which I would just like to keep because it's kind of like my portfolio back when I was doing modeling. Those were the days. My glory days. Me being featured on a newspaper and stuff. You know, even if this sort of falls down under mementos or sentimental items, I'm just gonna put it right here. So that's basically it. I am quite happy with the result. Up next, we are going to the fourth category of the Konmari method, which is the Komono. But before I go, allow me to extend my gratitude in different languages. Thank you so much for watching. Gracias, grazie, arigatou gozaimasu, tack så mycket, and dankeschön. Tschüss! Bis später. Vi ses senare. Matane. Hasta luego. And how do you say that in Italian? See you later.